Welcome all. So now our unit number 3 is sinusoidal steady state analysis. So in this unit we are going to learn, we are representing sine function as a phasor, rotating phasor. Then we calculate the steady state response using phasor, and we will be given some circuits, and to that circuits we will use the phasor notation, that means application to AC circuits. Now we will learn DC transients, classical solution of first and second order differential equation for RL, RC, RLC circuits. Then initial final conditions in network element, that means capacitor is initially charged or in some inductor current, initial current, that we will learn. Then force and free response, then time constants, then steady state and transient state response. So first we will see sinusoid. So sinusoid meaning is it can be a sinusoidal shape nature. What is meaning? What is difference between sine and sinusoid? This type of shape is known as the sinusoid. Now this sinusoid can be sine wave or it can be a cosine wave also, because cosine wave also has the same shape. But difference between sine and cosine is that they differ each other by 90-degree phase shift. Okay. So consider sinusoidal voltage V of t equal to Vm sin omega t. Now in this Vm sin omega t, what is that Vm? Vm is nothing but the amplitude. Vm is the amplitude. Omega is the angular frequency in radian per second. It is a frequency, but which frequency? It is the angular frequency and unit is radian per second. Then third is phi. Phi is nothing but the phase shift. So consider we have, this is the standard sine wave signal with the bold line is the standard sinusoidal signal, and we have this Vm sin omega t signal, V of t signal. It has phase shift plus phi, so it will start earlier and it is shown by the dotted line. Okay, now one thing you can observe is that this signal is repeating after time period capital T. The signal has a repetition, that means we are getting positive cycle, then negative cycle, again positive cycle, negative cycle with same shape. So this signal is repeating. So this is a periodic signal with period capital T, and period and angular frequency are related by T equal to 2 pi by omega. Okay, now let's see one simple example. Find amplitude, phase, period and frequency of sinusoid V of t equal to 7 cos 50t plus 30 degree. So amplitude we have to compare with the standard signal Vm sin omega t plus phi. Instead sine, we have here cos, in the question it is cos, so we will compare with Vm cos omega t. We will compare with Vm cos omega t plus phi. So compare our question with cos omega t plus phi. So what you will get? So what is value of Vm? Amplitude? Amplitude is 7. Amplitude is nothing but 7. Then phase shift phi is how much? Phase shift here is 30 degree. So phase shift is 30 degree. Then period t equal to 2 pi by omega. So omega in the question is 50. Omega t. So there you have written 50t. That means omega is 50. So t, we know that t equal to 2 pi by omega. So 2 pi by 50, it comes out as 0.125 seconds. Also we have to determine the frequency, and frequency and time period are the reciprocal. So 1 by t. So 1 upon 1.25, it gets, the value comes out as 8 hertz. So this is the frequency in hertz, and omega is the angular frequency in radian per second. Now phasors. A phasor is nothing but a complex number. What is phasor? Phasors are nothing but a complex number that represents amplitude and phase of a sinusoid. So what they are representing? Phasor is a complex number that are representing amplitude of sinusoid and that are representing phase of the sinusoid. So phasors are used to represent the amplitude and phase of a sinusoid. And what is phasor? it is a complex number. Okay, so we know that there are two forms of complex number. First one is z equal to x plus iy. This is the rectangular form, and another form is z equal to r angle phi, and this is the polar form. Okay, where z is the complex number. Z is nothing but the one complex number. So rectangular form is x plus iy and polar form is r angle phi. Now relation between r and xy is that suppose I provide you z equal to x plus iy, then you can determine r value. Suppose my z is let us say 3 plus 4j or 4i. J same word. Okay, it is nothing but the imaginary number. So what will be the value of r? Magnitude value will be under root 3 square plus 4 square x square plus y square. So 3 square plus 4 square. So 3 square plus 4 square is nothing but 25. So under root 25 is nothing but 5. Magnitude will be 5. And angle is given by tan inverse y by x. So tan inverse 4 by 3. Tan inverse 4 by 3 will be the angle. Okay. Or if you don't want to use the formula, under root formula, square root formula, then you can take the help of calculator. In calculator, one function is available. We can convert rectangular to polar, or we can convert polar to rectangular. Okay. Suppose I provide you a complex number in polar form. How you will convert it into rectangular form? So we know that x equal to r cos phi, x equal to r cos phi, and y equal to r sin phi, y equal to r sin phi. So by using this relation you can convert it theoretically on paper, but if you want to use calculator you can use, no problem. Okay, in calculator also functions are available for conversion, rectangular to polar or polar to rectangular. Now few note, whenever we want to do the addition or subtraction of complex number, we use the rectangular form. We prefer rectangular form. And whenever we want to perform the multiplication or division, we prefer polar form. Okay, for addition and subtraction use rectangular form, that means x plus iy, and for multiplication and division use polar form. Okay, now if my signal in time domain is Vm cos omega t plus phi, then in phasor domain I am representing it with Vm angle phi. This Vm is the magnitude and this phi is the phase angle. Okay, if my function is Vm sin omega t plus phi, then in that case it is represented as Vm and phase angle is phi minus 90 degree, because I am considering base as cos function, and if my sinusoid is sin omega t plus phi, then in that case it is phi minus 90, because we get by subtracting it with 90 degree we get again cos function. Then if I have a derivative in time domain dv by dt, then in phasor domain it is j omega into v. So with derivative we are multiplying with j omega. So d by dt you can simply say that it is nothing but j omega. D by dt is nothing but j omega. Okay. So in place of v, if I is written, let's say d by dt I, so it becomes j omega times I. Okay. Now if it is an integration, then we are dividing by j omega. Okay, if it is an integration v dt, then we are dividing by j omega, because derivative and integration are opposite operation. Okay, thank you.